Hi, how are you today? Welcome back to our classroom online discussion. All right. So, our topic for this morning is about Shintoism. For our objectives, you will know and will be able to know the overview of this religious belief, below the origins, their belief, and we will also mention the rituals as well as their worship practices. Okay, so we're going to start now. Okay, so we'll start. What is this Shintoism about? Okay, what is this Shintoism? Where did this come from, and what is it all about? Okay, so Shinto, that is the way of the kami, is the name of the formal state religion of Japan that was first used in the 6th century. Although the roots of religion go back to at least the 6th century BC, Shinto has no founder, no official sacred text, and no formalized system of doctrine. Shinto has been formative in developing uniquely Japanese attitudes and sensitivities, creating a distinct Japanese consciousness. So they have this belief in kami, okay, this sacred or divine beings, although also understood to be spiritual essences. Okay, it is one of the foundations of Shinto. Shinto understands that the kami not only exist as spiritual beings but also in nature. They are within mountains, trees, rivers, and even geographical regions. So, in this sense, the kami are not like the all powerful divine beings found in Western religions, but the abstract creative forces in nature. By the way, related to the kami is the understanding that the Shinto followers are supposed to live in harmony and peaceful coexistence with both nature and other human beings. So this has enabled Shinto to exist in harmony with other religious traditions. So as the foundation for Japanese culture, Shinto has also played a significant role in the political realm. So for centuries, Shinto religious festivals and ceremonies have become indistinguishable from the affairs of the government. Okay. So we'll talk of the history, the early developments of this Shintoism. Okay. So for the beginnings, Shinto is sometimes called Japan's indigenous religion, but it may have originated in an animistic tradition that may be older than the Japanese islands themselves. So its beginning are difficult to trace, as to its original forms have been obstructed or obscured by later forms that were shaped by political forces. Talking of influences, Shinto was probably influenced by all of the cultures from which people came to populate in the islands we now call Japan millennia ago. Okay, so the founders? Shinto has no founder, in the sense that Buddhism or Christianity has a founder, nor is there an individual or a group of individuals who were responsible for developing Shinto as a religion. Talking of sacred text, well regarded as histories, the Nihon Shoki, or the Chronicles of Japan, and the Kojiki, the record of ancient matters, are texts that include records of ancient mythology, and this deals with religious matters. So a number of esoteric texts detailing ritual and religious matters of the shrines and discussing the relationships between Shinto and Buddhism are also among the sacred texts of Shinto. So now we'll go to the historical perspectives. Recently, the scholarship has focused on unpacking the effects on Shinto brought about by various modern movements in Japan, from the national learning movement that began in the 17th century to the restoration of the imperial rule in 1868 to the state Shinto that dominated in Japan until the World War II. Okay. So when you talk of Shintoism, okay, before going to that, um, they also have what we call this schisms and sects. By the way, Buddhism was introduced to Japan from Korea and later China in the 6th century, along with Buddhism. Japan adopted many elements of Chinese culture, including its written language. So the name Shinto is derived from the Chinese Shendao, or the way of the gods, and its emergence as a formal tradition was a native to response to Buddhist influence. Okay, so gabi gid ay ang kaning gitawag nila nga China. Okay. So what are the beliefs of this Shinto? Okay, unsa may beliefs aning mga Shinto? Okay, so they have sacred narratives. So the deities or the kami, Izanagi and Izanami, gave birth to all things. So including Japanese islands and also 3 major Japanese gods. One of these is Amaterasu, the sun goddess. Okay, so the emperors of Japan and all the Japanese people are believed to be descendants of the kami. Okay, when you talk of the ultimate reality and divine beings, ultimate reality in Shinto includes the chaos from which the kami emerge. But the focus of the ultimate in relationship to humanity is Earth. Certain kami gave birth to the earthly realm and everything in it. So kami can occupy natural objects such as mountains, rivers, or trees. They can also occupy sacred areas, more rarely human beings. Okay, talking of nature and the purpose of existence, humans are part of the natural realm, which is sacred. Pollution does occur through normal acts such as the contact with things that threaten life, for example, death, blood, or disease. This is unavoidable and constitutes no sin. Pollution is washed away regularly through the acts of purification. Thus, one's purpose is to maintain the pure and natural state of existence. Talking of the problems of suffering and the problem of evil, in Shinto, the ideas closest to the Western notion of evil are pollution and impurity, and these are addressed for rituals of purification. Suffering is not regarded as a form of punishment for human behavior, but rather as a natural element of human experience. So Shinto deities are equally capable of being gentle and loving, and awesome and sometimes terrifying. So when we talk also of afterlife and salvation, there is an old saying in Japan, born Shinto, die Buddhist. So before Buddhism, it was believed that all who died went to the vast hellish underworld, from which there is no escape. So Buddhism introduced the idea of rewards and punishment in the afterlife, and death and salvation in the afterlife came to be regarded as what? As Buddhist matters. Okay. Okay. Talking of rituals and worship. Okay. So we have how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4. You have sacred time, sacred space, rites and ceremonies, worship, and daily devotion. Okay. So sacred time is Shinto is focused on the human life cycle. Okay, particularly on milestones of birth, coming of age, and marriage, and the New Year harvest too. The other significant moments in the yearly cycle are also celebrated, sometimes in conjunction with Buddhism. So when one enters the confines of a shrine with reverent attitude, one can also experience sacred time. Next is sacred space. Any space where a kami has manifested is sacred. So this includes natural objects such as trees or mountains and the precincts and altars of Shinto shrines. So in Japan today, it is not uncommon to see small shrine marked by a specially designed rope called the Shininawa in the middle of the downtown shopping district, or a shrine indicated by a torii gate atop a high-rise building. Okay, so we'll go to the rites and ceremonies. So ritual is central to the practice of Shinto. So every step of the ritual within the shrine follows carefully prescribed pattern with segments including purification, prayer, offering, and entertainment for the kami. Matsuri or festivals are yearly celebrations that encompass an entire community that may last for several days. And in terms of worship and devotion in daily life, the earlier generations, it was common to them to have a kamindana within the home or workplace. This would be purified daily, and daily offerings are placed for them on the kami. Talismans from local shrines might also be placed in the kamidana. Today, individuals will visit a local shrine to pray whenever they have a need to go. So, kaning kaminada mo rin siya, kamidana mo rin siya, altar, okay? This is how the Japanese have a daily devotion. And talking of symbolism, there are many Shinto symbols. Among these are the Torii Gate, okay? And yun nakitaan first sa atong presentation, found at the entrance of the Shinto shrine, the sword and the mirror that is both related to the myth of Amaterasu, and a pair of foxes seen at the entrance of the shrine for the deity Inari. So symbols placed on Shinto altars are usually covered and hidden. Alright, so do you have questions regarding Shintoism? Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay, Lumi will be coming next, okay? So I want you to listen to the things that I just said. You'll get any. By the way, this is also a part of the world religions that we're talking about this semester. Alright, so I think that's all for now. It's getting hotter in here, so I might as well go home because you all people are, at home, okay? So see you around. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and good morning.